Alright, let's jump right into this. We are going to add a pivot table with 2 pivots. Pivot table is a lot like a tab control, except it has more hyperlink style buttons, which is cool. Looks cooler in my opinion, but I guess it's all a matter of preference. So I just cut all the contents of our grid in the segment control. And I'm going to add 2 pivot items or tabs to the pivot control. The properties tab and then a parts tab. So I need to add another grid inside there. And under our properties tab, we'll have our stroke color and our fill color and our stroke thickness. So I grab the text box for the name. Names are kind of important to a graphic editor. You gotta know what you're selecting. We're going to do a color picker. Not available back in WPF, but available in both Windows Application SDK and Windows in UWP. Maybe canvas brush ain't the best name because we're not really painting the canvas, we're painting the shape we put in the canvas. Give it a margin. I like the button to be round for colors. Now we're going to do a flyout. The flyout's sole content will be a color picker. I'm going to give it a name. You can do a color change. We're not going to use it. Fill color, be a better color. Teal, and the color teal really shows up. Either that or pink. I guess a hot pink would also show up. If we make it white like the background, or black, for some reason that both of those confuse people, so we'll put the default color at teal. There's our actual brush. I don't know why it's doing that double enter right now. It's kind of nuts. Ow. It put use system.drawing. Totally nuts. I should have known when it said color teal instead of colors teal. Go ahead and build it, get it going. Yeah, I forgot to change the name of the canvas brush to fill brush. don't think it's immediately going to work though. Yeah, I think we gotta. It's still showing an error there. Fill color. Oh, selected item. My bad. Or my bed, as we used to say. I think Breaking Bad changed that Mimi. Changed that cliche. We're going to have multiple items update in just a little bit from this, I believe. We have at least 2 right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to restart. Sometimes those code changes don't. Go directly into play. The great flaw in Microsoft's hot reload idea, when they're on the end, when it's the property of another item, the hot reload doesn't directly work, so you do have to restart. And there we go. Just needed to restart. And now let's do a stroke. Make sure that selection is selected. You can tell I just done WPF because find and replace had the stroke and fill already in there. So we're going to make the border of our buttons, of both of them, now we're going to do a stroke button. Pretty simple. Wrap it all up in the stack panel. Make it horizontal. So we're really not going to use that change color. I think everything's good. No. Not that one. That one. Don't really need a name on them in this case, but that's okay. And you can see the stroke changing. Color picker control is really nice, and you can go to HSV with it, which adds that really professional look to the whole thing. Alright, so I'm re-recording this. Kind of made up a blooper or mistake, and I put the WPF version of this inside of the Windows App SDK project. So I'm just re-recording the Windows App version of thickness. So we can move on to actually getting the vector graphics section of this application done. So right there above both of our buttons, I'm going to put in a stack panel, text block. Don't really need the stack panel this time, but I like it to separate everything, at least in the XAML. And then I am going to put a slider. Go ahead and give it a name. Give it a minimum, not minimum height. A maximum, maximum 10 value. Okay. Select it. Item dot thickness mode 2-way. That's it. Let's run it and test it and see the brilliance of it all. And we jump on the segment. There it is. Let's move this one over here. See, it jumps back. And there it is. We have our segment thickness set. And we will be moving on to the wonderful world of vector graphics. We're going to put canvas over here in each of our versions, and we're going to get our vector graphics displayed and then get them exported to SVG. So we are over 3/4. I say we're at the 3/4 way mark of this project. If you got something out of this, like and subscribe so you get those notifications that the next part of the tutorial has been put up. All glory be to God, and I will see you in the next video.